Howdy, hi, and hello everyone. Welcome back to Noah's Nest. If you don't know Noah's Nest, firstly, hi, I'm Noah. I will be your host, and in these episodes, I will go through a couple different topics, ideas that you might say, just depending on how I feel. I will either talk about a TTRPG that I have gathered throughout my time playing, do a couple different character creations through those TTRPGs that I've talked about, or I talk about a topic that interests me that deals within the same realm of TTRPGs, fantasy, fiction, coziness, pretty much anything that surrounds that kind of idea. And today we're going to be going into a question that almost every storyteller, I wouldn't say every, a good amount of storytellers have faced at some point, is should a story have a clear, defined ending or an open-ended conclusion? Endings are a massive deal in my opinion. That's where they're what stick with us long after a story is finished. Some people love the satisfaction of having everything wrapped up neatly, while other people prefer a bit of mystery, leaving things more open to interpretation. So today I'm going to try and break that down as best I can. What makes a clear ending work? What makes an open ending work, and how this can apply to different TTRPGs, books, movies, games, and etc. So first we gotta kind of define both types of endings. Firstly, what is a clear ending? A clear ending resolves all the major plot points and leaves little to maybe no room for interpretation. It provides a sense of closure and answers all of your key questions. Some examples could be a mystery novel where the culprit has been caught and justice has been served. Or in a TTRPG campaign where the villain has been defeated and peace is finally restored. An open ending is where it leaves some questions unanswered, allowing the audience or players to interpret what might happen next. It often feels more reflective or maybe even ambiguous. Some examples on that end could be a movie that cuts to black right before revealing a major decision, or in a TTRPG where the final moments of the story suggest might have some more adventure to go ahead. Now, what is the appeal to a clear ending? Why do people love it? Well, there's a satisfaction to it. Everything's wrapped up, the audience knows what happened, everything has been answered. Character arcs are fully and feel completed. The hero has grown, their journey has ended, and we have seen the growth and the results of this whole entire story wrap up. Lastly, there's no loose threads, no major plot holes, no lingering questions. You have everything answered. There's nothing that's going to really come back and bite you in the ass. When do these clear endings work best? In character-driven stories, where personal arcs are kind of needed to be resolved. Maybe for campaigns with grand finales, like stopping an apocalyptic event, stopping the BBEG, or maybe even just saving your town, like surviving the night. or maybe even in mystery or detective stories, where answering questions is kind of the point of the story. Not getting all the answers to your questions will just leave it dry. Now, what are the possible downsides of clear endings? Well, it could be too predictable, or maybe even rigged. If everything is too neatly tied up, it can feel railroady or just almost unamusing, depending. And the other one is there's no room for imagination. Some people enjoy thinking about what could happen next. Are there any more adventures that we could go on? But since everything is done, there's no more evil, everything is peaceful, there's no room to grow. So what is the appeal of an open ending? Why might it work? Well, it can encourage discussions. Audiences or players can deliberate and maybe even theorize what might happen next. It could feel more like real life. Not everything in life has to have a clear result. Who knows what's going to happen next? And here's the good part, could leave more to sequels. Stories can continue even if we don't know how it will continue, especially in movies. When do open endings work best? Well, maybe in psychological or philosophical stories where the point is to make the players or audiences know or have to think. For TTRPG campaigns that kind of focus on character choices, it allows them to imagine what might happen next. Will they all perish next session? Will they just go on another adventure next session? Will there even be a next session? Who knows? And maybe even in stories with complex themes, where giving a quote-unquote final answer might lessen the impact. Having a more broader or unknown answer might just diminish the feeling. Now, there are some downsides. It can feel frustrating. Some audiences want closure, but an open ending might feel incomplete, where it does not make any sense. I will give an example. I do not suggest you watch this movie. I don't understand how people have watched this movie. But firstly, spoiler alert, if you want to. There is a movie called The Lobster, where it is about this dystopian world where you must find a partner within a certain amount of time, but if you do not find a significant other or partner, you get sent to this hotel, and if you don't find, once again, a partner or a significant other within a certain amount of days, you get turned into your favorite animal. Once again, spoiler alert, the ending is very, very ambiguous or annoying in my opinion, where there's a gentleman that found a significant other, and he does not want to go back to this hotel, and the significant other is blind, and at the ending, the gentleman got up to use the bathroom and tried to blind himself, but before us knowing if that happened, the screen went black, and it did not say anything if it even happened or not. So it can feel very, very frustrating. And the other one for a downside is it could just feel unfinished. If done poorly, it could seem the writer, the GM, just didn't want to decide on an ending, or just did not care for an ending, which once again can feel annoying or frustrating. Now lastly, for clear endings in TTRPGs, it can work well for goal-driven campaigns, saving the world, overthrowing a tyrant, maybe even reclaiming a lost kingdom. And it can also be satisfying when player arcs have strongly been solved, like a rogue finally finding redemption, or a bard finally singing their favorite song to their old significant other, trying to bring them back. For open endings in TTRPGs, it can be great for a sandboxy style game where the world just keeps moving after the story. It might also be ideal for player-driven narratives, where their choices leave lingering effects onto the world. Like in another podcast called, everyone might know this by now, NADPod, or Not Another D&D Podcast, where they have just done a couple different campaigns based on the same world. And lastly, it can be used to set up a sequel campaign with unresolved threads. Same thing with NADPod. They made it possible to have a sequel with unresolved threads. Now, how do you decide what's right for you in your game? First, ask your players. Communication is key. Do your players want closure? Do they want an open-ended finale? You don't have to directly ask them, do you want closure or do you want to think? Just ask them broadly. Would you want an ending, or would you want maybe an open ending? I don't know. Just ask your players. I don't know, man. Next could be consider the tone of the story. Is it an epic, or is it a personal journey? Is it a horror-themed campaign? Is it a Call of Cthulhu type TTRPG? Think of the tone of the story. And lastly, think of what might fit. Think of what might fit the theme of your campaign. Is it about change, mystery, fate, consequences? Same thing as I said. Is it those dark places? Is it D&D? Is it Call of Cthulhu? Is it just a one-page one-shot? Those are the questions you gotta ask yourself. So, open endings or clear endings? What's better? In my opinion, it just depends on your storytelling. Depends on how you want to tell your story. If you want a strong sense of payoff, a clear ending is the way to go. But if you want something thought-provoking and maybe even open to interpretation, an open ending is powerful. For TTRPGs, it all comes down to what kind of experience you and your players want. Do you want a grand set-off or a lingering sense of possibility to come back? There's no wrong answers, just what works best for your story. And that's it. Thank you all for listening to Noah's Nest. If you like this episode and want to listen to more, check out all the other episodes that we've done in the past. We've done one-shots, campaigns, we've done talking about topics, or just Noah's Nest. If you like us and want to check us out on our other social medias, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff at Creatures and Cantrips, or Creature Cantrip. We also have Patreon and Buymeacoffee if you want to donate or help us in that way. But you also don't have to help us in that way. Helping us and supporting us can also be by like, share, subscribe, rating us. Anything like that also helps us in all of our forms. We really do appreciate you coming back and listening to us. Listening to me at the moment. But thank you once again. And the last thing I will say is see you, love you, miss you. Goodbye, guys.